Okay, we'll get started. So this is a meeting of the Rutland Zoning Board of Appeals. Present are Tamika Murphy, Secretary, Chris Senecal, Vice Chair, Robert Paulson, Arthur Wells, Paul Corain, Jacob Morris, and Rick Surratt. So the first item on the agenda is application for variance. I'm not sure how do you pronounce the last name?
Barbale?
Barbale?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's Sean, looks like Sean and Christina Barbale. They are seeking a side setback variance to build a new deck on top of an existing deck.
Three-season porch.
I'm sorry?
It's a three-season porch.
Three-season porch. My mistake.
With a deck extension off the side.
Yeah, all right. You know what, you're right. It does say that, three-season. So it looks like, it's a 20-foot setback requirement, and it looks like you're looking for approximately 6 feet. So, at this time, I'd just like to briefly just have you present to the board what you're looking for, and then we'll open it up to the board members.
Basically, that's pretty much what you just said, sir. That's what we're looking for. We're just looking to extend because we're looking to build the screen room or the three-season room on the existing deck. We just want to have a little bit of deck space that we can still use for grilling or, a table or something like that. So that, we were just going to extend out from what is already the existing deck that was built with the house, about another 6 feet to give us some room on that. And then that would be the width portion, I guess, and then the length would just go out the same length as the deck
Right.
that's already there.
Okay, thank you. I've got a couple questions, but I think I'm just gonna open it up to the board. Chris, do you have any questions at this time?
I'm good right now.
Okay, Bob, what do you think?
No, I'm good. I know what they're looking to do, so I'm done with it.
Paul?
I'm okay right now.
Art?
I don't have anything right now.
Jake?
I took a drive-by, the only question I would have had and do have is the driveway's not gonna move to the left.
No.
Because the deck's gonna come out and kinda when you pull in, it's gonna shorten up your driveway a little bit, right?
It's actually gonna just fall kind of like right behind the end of the driveway, so where that little,
Okay, got
there's
it.
that little decline that goes down, yeah,
Yep.
so it won't take up any of the driveway.
That's it?
All right, so the question I had was with respect to hardship. So I normally read the standard, I think I'll read it at this point. To be granted a variance, you must establish to circumstances relating to soil, shape, or topography of the land or structures. A literal enforcement of the bylaw would not be unreasonable. It wouldn't impose a hardship to the town. I think what I would say from looking at the plot plan, which is I think the last page, I don't know if everyone's got it in front of them, but the structure is right in the corner of the property. And the reason why they need the setback is because of the way that the structures are placed so close. If this house was in the center of the lot, they wouldn't be here.
Right.
So, Paul, you're probably gonna have some comment on this, but I would say, it doesn't say the location of the property, but shape. Arguably, you can say that because of the way that the structure is placed on this plot, that lends itself to violating the setback requirement. So, you're supposed to show some kind of a hardship, in order for us to grant you relief, we have to find a hardship. So that's the question I have.
Okay, yeah, so to my comment on that, I was glad you brought that up, is, you're looking at this, and you wouldn't need relief if you went directly off the back or on the other side, the house side. You wouldn't need any relief. So you gotta tell us why you couldn't put the deck you basically, under the law, there has to be a reason why you can't put the deck there. It has to go on the other side based on the way the property is shaped.
So if I'm understanding it correct, this is all new to me, so I'm not really sure with all of it. So what you're basically saying, it would have to go back more?
No,
Or-
what I'm saying
Or
is
it'd have
that
to come off the
if-
larger portion?
right now, because you're gonna put it on the side of your house,
Yeah,
you're saying, I gotta go 6 feet into that 20-foot setback, so I need a variance. Whereas, if you put it off the back of the house, off the back of the room,
Mhm.
or to the other side of it, you wouldn't need a variance.
I think if we
There's
went any
wetland.
further off the back, we have wetlands back
Wetland, we
there.
can't go back.
Okay,
So we-
are you encroaching on the wetlands?
I think we would be, because I'm not sure what the exact distance is, but I think if we went any further out, we would have to, you'd probably have to post within that distance of the brook and the wetlands back
75
there.
or 150 feet on the wetlands?
100.
Yeah, I think we would definitely
150
be,
feet.
we would
No,
definitely be
100.
pushing that.
100.
100.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that would be a
Yeah,
hardship
we'd be
based
pushing
on,
that limit.
you
if we-
can't go off the back because,
Yeah.
you can't go off the other side because, for some other reason.
Yeah, the other side is actually, our hot tub is placed right below that area.
Not
I mean,
topography
the,
land, but yeah.
The
I
rare
get it,
duck
yeah.
that lives in the area right there. It's, other issue.
Okay, all right, so, does any other board member have any more thoughts on that issue? On the hardship, or any other thoughts?
I think the wetlands, that's probably why their house is, because it's a big lot, it's probably why it is where it is. I mean, it's right in the
It
corner on the left.
makes sense, I mean, I don't have a wetland map in
Yeah.
front of me. I know if we,
Do you want me to pull up the GIS?
would it be any trouble to me?
No, I can do that.
Yeah.
And then it's not stuck.
It goes down. This is 100 feet, so you can't go back. This is.
Because if you had the ability to go back onto the side, then that's, would be preferable, so you would approach it like this one, because that's the only feasible. So we could do it, that's why you got to get it there.
These folks they're looking now, but, they're really thinking that, their target is about a year out, so that could potentially work. They're supposed to expire in February, March of next year, so, line up where they're gonna,
Theory makes sense.
they're looking at is,
I can see it on my screen.
files,
Hmm.
open concept rooms, they really like.
Yeah, only if it comes up,
Yeah, I have it. I don't.
yeah.
Where? I don't know why it's not showing it.
Are you mirroring your screen, Tamika?
I think I am. I can ask Peter because he'll know how to help me get it up there.
If you go to, display, your settings and then display, yeah, it's not, so, settings and display, and there should be a little button to click that says mirror.
No. Nothing.
Rick, you? Snow. Sorry to hear it.
Who's been
It's actually right behind the community center.
Oh.
So like, you know what Plymouth Road is? You go down the hill,
Yeah.
Watson Estates.
Yeah.
There's a couple of roads off of there, and Bernard is right off of that. Bernard kind of comes off of Watson, comes back, and there's two little stubs off of that, which is like doubles back. That goes down behind the community center, so it's right in there.
Okay, so this is their lot,
That's the one.
and all the green.
So it's obvious why the house is where it is,
Yeah. So is that what lands up, that, oh, that,
that dark green.
yeah, dark green, yeah.
Folks who work have our
So,
Okay.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
definitely.
certainly sums it up, you're not going to the other side of the house, that's for sure.
No.
They didn't put the thing over there for the front of it.
They build a bridge.
Right, you put a bridge. Sometimes you're.
Yeah, okay, there's your hardship,
Yep.
okay.
Okay, great. So at this point, is there anybody else present, any interested person or a butter who would like to be heard on this petition? Okay. So, at this point, do
Do
we?
you wanna read the letter we got into the record?
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Art. We got a letter from Jeff and Sally Stillings, 3 Lord Lane, and they say they have no objection to this proposed project. And I think they said it's going to enhance the neighborhood, the aesthetics of the
I think it's the
neighborhood.
next one up, but he's 61, but
Yeah.
yeah, still, it's,
So,
he knows the
yeah.
thing.
So we have one interested person who's for it. And we haven't received anything negative, and I believe the planning board has no problem.
Yep, they
With
have no
this.
comments.
All right, so at this point, do we need a motion, do we have to have any more discussion, or do we have a motion to close the hearing, close the public discussion? As I term it?
I'll make a motion to close the.
All right, second.
Second.
Like, I think we can do this unanimously, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. So, I don't think we need any more discussion, so I think we would, it looks like if my reading of the map is correctly, they're looking for a 6-foot side setback. Chris, do you think that works for you to your eye, or?
Yeah, I mean, he's got it measured out pretty good, he's like just over 20 feet,
Yeah,
20 something, 20 feet something, yeah, so.
alright, so.
Seems to have it
so-
down pretty good, you only need
so-
6 feet with all the steps and everything like that, you're all good with that?
So a 6-foot
6 foot it
side
is.
setback. Okay. Okay, so why don't we put that to a vote? Tamika, point of order, do we need to vote, on whether to put it to a vote, or can we just vote?
Nope, you just vote.
Okay, all right, because these new rules that we're operating under, I just want to make sure we're good. All right. So, a 6-foot side setback variance, we'll do this by roll call. I'm in favor, Paul,
Favor.
Chris,
I'm in favor.
Jake,
In favor?
well, okay.
No.
Yeah, I know, technically.
If
Thank
you care. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I do care. Bob,
favor.
Art,
You got the handle
okay,
here.
so you need 4 votes out of 5, you got 5 votes, so this has been approved. So we'll write a decision, we'll get this decision clocked within 14 days. Paul, did you have any interest in writing
Sure, I'll
this?
write this one.
You'll do this one because you,
Are you gonna have
I
Tamika
do
do it?
it.
our new procedures, Tamika has offered to draft these decisions.
Oh, I'm good for that.
And then submit it
You gotta
to
keep pulling it back to me, I don't know.
Yeah.
He really wants to do, I think you really wanna do this.
Seems like Tamika should have all the votes.
I know, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah, well,
Okay, great. All right, so within 14 days, we try to get these things in within a week or so. we're supposed to get it in within 14 days. It will be clocked into the town clerk, there will then be a 20-day appeal period. If nobody appeals, I don't expect anyone to appeal, then you can record this with the registry of deeds, there'll be a form for you to do that. And then you can get your permits and
Okay.
go forward with your project.
All right, very
All right, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so this is a public meeting, you're certainly welcome to stay, but we're gonna conduct other business, and you're perfectly free to leave if you so, you see
Thank you very
fit.
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck, enjoy your
Yeah,
addition.
enjoy the new porch.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda would be a continued hearing. This is application of Ann Wither, who is looking.
Excuse me,
Yes.
I don't know, you can start this until 6:20.
Oh, you know what, Chris, you're right.
6:20.
You get 6:20, right?
1 minute.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1 minute, you're right. I thought you
Sorry,
said
I'm not
6:30.
trying
to- I even have-
People watch this and actually care about this, I don't.
I even have 2 minutes on my phone. All right,
That's
thank
ridiculous.
you, Chris, you're right. I have to wait till 6:20. You have to wait till 6:20.
That was a good idea, doing 6:20. Worked out perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
On this
Do the
one,
minutes or something?
on this one here,
Yeah, we'll do the,
well, I wasn't here for the first meeting on this one. Jacob, you were here for all of them, right?
Mhm.
So why don't, I step down on this one since I missed the first meeting?
okay,
And Jacob, you'll
Sure.
be live and running? Okay.
all right, very good, thank you. All right, so why don't we look at the minutes from last meeting? Meetings, yeah, from August 25th. All right, these were very brief. I took a look at these. I think that it pretty much summed up the substance of what we did. Does anyone else have any thoughts on that?
I'm fine with them,
I'm good.
I'm
Good.
fine.
Okay, so motion to accept?
Second.
All right, I think we can do this, one. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, great. So these are accepted. So by my, yeah, so it's 6:20 now.
Good.
So we have a continued hearing. Ann Gwither looking to put some structures, put a house on a parcel on Finn Park Road, on the water, on the pond, 28 to 30 Finn Park Road. There's a couple existing structures. So this was continued from August 25th so that the petitioner could go to the Board of Health about a septic issue. We have since gotten an email from Tamika and a letter with a letter attached from the Board of Health, which just indicates that the house has to be modified, the design, from a 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom, is that correct?
That's- I'm sorry, that's
Could
incorrect.
you state,
Yeah, sorry, my name's Louis Mignona. I work for Jane Bluff Contracting. I'm representing the Gwithers, kind of on this matter.
okay,
I was there last night.
yes,
It's not modified from a 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. It is to make it a 2-bedroom home. The proposed plan has been questioned, the house plan has been questioned as a 3-bedroom. But the septic system, and this is where you might be confused, is actually designed for a 3-bedroom, but there's covenants from the DCR and conservation that require it to be a 2-bedroom home. It's just a more efficient design that they approved last night.
all right, so,
So the septic's is built strong enough, size
Correct.
accordingly for a
Built-
3-bedroom, but they're only gonna let you build a 2-bedroom house.
Correct.
And that's the safety net he's building in.
Correct, yeah, and it's just a more, I didn't design it, but it's a more efficient system that the DCR approved, and then last night the Board of Health approved.
Okay.
Other than doing like a smaller two-bedroom system that was
Yes.
not as efficient and as substantial as it needed to be.
Obviously, the size of the lot, the proximity to
Yeah.
the pond,
Yep,
all dictates those.
correct. Yep, and it's all within the boundaries, that's why they approved it last night.
Thank you.
all right, is the footprint going to change?
So, do you mind if I speak? Or
No,
you
no,
guys have-
please, no, at this point, go right ahead.
Okay, just some quick history here. We were contracted back in, I believe, June, to go ahead and build a home on 2830 Finn Park. We were excited for the Gwithers because they had actually taken the steps necessary to build a home there, which was contact the DCR and get DCR approval, have the new septic system and well designed, worked with the Conservation Commission to get all those approvals done. And then back in May, they did get permission from the Board of Health for their septic system and well. The variance is essentially what they got, because the well was gonna be less than 100 feet away from their septic system and a existing septic system. Unfortunately, there was some confusion at that point in time. Like I said, we were excited because they had done a lot of legwork at that point, you know, to get this thing going, stuff that we would normally do. So there was some confusion back in May, because on the proposed plot plan that was presented, it does show the new structure that they were looking to build. And the Board of Health obviously didn't see it that way. They approved it for the existing structures back in May. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago, before we had our variance hearing here. I think Chris had reached out to the Board of Health and said, could you comment? At that time, that triggered the kind of review that we went through with the Board of Health, and then obviously the approval last night. Within the process of doing this, first and foremost, the Gwithers did have this beautiful home designed by a designer. We kind of put it out, submitted the permit, didn't think much of the side setbacks and some other issues that go on with the neighborhood. And that triggered the appeals hearing that we're here for today. Since the continued last hearing, we've actually had discussions with various officials. I've talked to Dave McRae, the building commissioner. He had some questions about the house design, primarily being that, as he pointed out, the loft area could be, a wall could be put here, and that could make it a third bedroom. The basement wall could be put here, there's some egress windows, you can make 2 more bedrooms. He wasn't wholly convinced, the Board of Health wasn't wholly convinced that was going to be only a 2-bedroom home. Now, the Gwithers have every intention of that structure to be only a 2-bedroom home, but because you guys don't look at just today, you look at the future, there were some questions that came up. In that time, we've had a chance to talk with Ann and John about the home to be placed there. First, typically, when you go to a designer, as you guys know, you give them the plot plan. They take that plot plan, look at the side setbacks, the front setbacks, things like that, and then design a home within that. And if you want a little bit more space, you go and ask for a variance for a side setback, where unfortunately, they designed the home first and then kind of put it on the plot. It was placed by Norman Hill, who did the septic and the well design for that matter. In our discussions, and working with the Board of Health and then also with Dave McRae, they've decided that they would like to redesign the home to fit within the setbacks on the loft. So I guess today, we actually need to, we want to remove our appeal for a variance, because we would like to redesign the home. And then I know we're gonna have to come back to you for a special permit on a non-conforming, pre-existing non-conforming lot at that point in time.
All right, so you want to withdraw the application at
We
this
would-
time?
Yeah, at this time, we would like to withdraw the application. Just in looking at the neighborhood and having discussions and things like that, we would like to withdraw it, kind of come up with a new house plan, and then if we need to come back to you, we'll come back to you. At that
Okay,
point.
all right, so Tamika, do you have a special form, or do you have a special form? All right.
Yes.
All right, so you're the representative of the Gwithers?
The Gwithers are here, so they can sign it too.
Do you want it, all right,
I
All right.
don't have it with me though,
all right, well, but,
because I wasn't anticipating that.
yeah, all right, is that something you could get?
Yeah, so what I can do is I can email it to you guys and you can sign it and scan it back to me, and then
Okay.
I'll just need
That-
one member's signature
Yeah,
on it.
that's fine, all right, so we have an interested person here. So these parties are going to withdraw their application for now, and they're gonna redesign the proposed structure, proposed house, and come back at another time. You were here 2 weeks ago, you're here today. I'd like to give you an opportunity to speak if you would like to be heard at this time.
Thank you.
Can you
I
just state your
attended-
name
My
and
name
address?
is Nancy Austin, and I'm in a butter, and I kind of represent the 4 camps that are right next door to where they plan to do the build. The 4 camps that I'll say I represent today, all use the same well. So we've been concerned and attended the meeting yesterday about the possible issues regarding their bill, their septic system, and our well, but not even including the setback issues that there were. I was really impressed yesterday with the information that I got from the people next door. They did a really good job explaining to those of us who were the abutters what the system was that they were gonna put in for a septic. They explained why it didn't need to be a tight tank. They explained where it had to be on the lot. And I was really pleased to hear that they had rethought about how big they were gonna make the structure, and were considering the fact that it had to be a 2-bedroom place. I'm really comfortable with the way this project is working and how this is coming along. And I'm here today primarily because I had heard at the last meeting that because of the way things went, there wouldn't be any more notices sent to the abutters about what was going on with the project. And at this point, I'd like to see what the new house is gonna look like. I'd like to see where it's going to be on the wall, on the lot. We have still some concerns about where the well is gonna be. And so I came knowing that nothing was probably going to happen, but just asking that we be kept in the loop as abutters and know when the next meetings are gonna be.
Yeah, if they have to come back, and they probably will, you will get notice.
Can you make sure that those 4 camps that are next door will get notices?
Yep, anybody within 300 feet of the property.
With how many feet?
300 feet.
Does it have to be a house?
Nope, it's anybody that owns property, so there doesn't have to be a structure there if it's
They
just a
pay a
lot.
tax, okay,
Yep,
so.
as long as they're
all
with the
right.
assessor's office, then they will get notification.
So that should
And
be
excuse me, but the
4
landowner
houses.
does, somebody who rents it
Correct.
does not.
Correct, it's whomever the property
Okay, so
owner
the
is
property
that pays
owner,
taxes.
so if somebody's renting a camp and somebody's living in there, that person that lives there paying rent doesn't get notified. The person that owns it, it could be in
Right,
California,
but isn't
they're gonna
that
get the
from the
notice.
taxes? The tax thing should be sending out those things. There should
Well, that's
it
why
should
it goes
be
to the person paying the
full
taxes.
families. It should be the Linneroods, the Hacklers, the Fullers.
Are they the property
Boston.
owners?
Yes.
Then yes, they would get it, because the abutters list comes from the assessor's office, so it's whomever is assessed for tax purposes is the name for whom the abutter notice would be sent to. So anybody within 300 feet of the Withers property is going to receive a notification, because it would then be a whole new application that's submitted.
Okay, cool. And
Yep.
that happens even if the abutting lot is a vacant lot.
Correct, there doesn't have to be a
That guy
structure.
should get
Correct.
a notice that
Yep.
it's whatever.
Right.
Thank you. I
All
think we're
right,
doing a
thank
great
you very
job with
much.
this.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate what you're doing.
Okay, so Tamika, you'll work with the Withers to get the withdrawal form?
Yes,
We're all set?
yeah, and then I just need a signature from one
Okay,
board
so that'll be
member
fine.
when we're done, so I can coordinate that with you guys.
That'd be fine, great,
Yeah,
thank you.
No problem.
All right, so thank you very much. Did you want to be heard?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the proposed house has always
Well, whoever owns
been
the trust.
proposed as a 2-bedroom house. It has never been proposed for anything other than that.
All right, well, maybe I misspoke about,
Okay.
I was confused about.
And just so you know, there's also covenants, and there's a letter going on the deed that requires it, that it can only be a 2-bedroom home. So, that was, one of the things from the Board of Health last night, as well, is that they've dictated that it has to be a 2-bedroom. It can be
Okay.
no more than 2 bedrooms, I shouldn't say has to be, but no more than 2 bedrooms.
It's a restriction.
As a
Okay,
restriction.
all right,
So-
well,
Yep.
okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
so
good luck.
Are you all right? Are
And
you all,
they
you
did
all-
say, excuse me,
yes, ma'am?
they did say that yesterday that they wanted a copy of the new plans to put with their final
Yeah.
paperwork too. They need to have.
Oh, sure.
what it's gonna do.
Yeah,
But thank you.
all right, thank you, all right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
You're
you.
very
Thank you.
welcome.
Good luck.
Have a nice night.
You even got me in nice clothes tonight.
Okay, do we have any other business?
Please.
Tamika?
leg fell asleep.
My bad
leg fell asleep.
No? Does anybody else
I
have
don't think I
anything
have-
you'd like to bring up at this point?
I'm all set.
All right, so
I'm good.
we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay,
That was quick.
all right, thank you.